Okay, so are you ready to get into this?
Always ready for a good deep dive. What are we looking at today?
This one is fascinating. It's called, get this, The Journey, with a subtitle, by the way. I wish I knew this before I was 21.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hitting us right where it hurts, huh? I mean, who hasn't had that thought?
Right. I know I have
Yeah.
plenty of times. Anyway, it's by Attila Horvath.
Horvath. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and we're going deep on chapters 3 through 5 today.
Hmm.
They're packed with these insightful ideas about, success and mindset, and really just kind of like breaking free from the norm.
Sounds right up our alley. I'm all about challenging the status quo. What's Horvath got for us?
Well, in chapter 3, it's all about perspective. He talks about shifting your perspective. Like, you know how we always hear, good grades, good job.
Oh, yeah. Classic, right.
Exactly. But he challenges that. He points out that advice, love, compliments, those are limitless. Those are the real gifts.
Hmm. Interesting. Like non-material gifts having more value?
Right. You can give them freely, and you don't lose anything yourself. You actually gain by sharing them. And it's not just about the giving. It's about, like, rethinking the whole idea of success.
I like where this is going. What else does he say?
Well, he brings up self-employment. Like, in today's world, that might be a better path for some people than the traditional 9 to 5 grind.
Ah, makes sense. The world's changing so fast. You got to be adaptable, right?
Totally. And speaking of adapting, he brings up Carol Dweck's work on limiting beliefs.
Oh, Dweck. Yeah, I've read some of her stuff about growth mindset, right?
Exactly. Have you ever felt held back by this belief that you just weren't good at something? That might be a limiting belief.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Dweck's research shows that we can actually change those beliefs and unlock so much potential. It's amazing.
So how do we shift those beliefs?
Well, Horvath talks about questioning things, like those scientific laws.
Hmm.
They're actually just approximations, right?
Right. Always evolving.
So it's about staying open to new possibilities, not getting stuck in the old ways of thinking. And there's this great anecdote about engineers and architects.
Oh, tell me this one.
Okay, so the engineer focuses on why something can't be done, while the architect focuses on how to make it happen. It's a great analogy for, like, overcoming limitations.
Love it. So how do we become more like the architect?
Well, chapter 4 jumps into building confidence and trust. And it starts with this killer quote from Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the future will not be the person who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Whoa, that is a powerful statement. So it's not just about what you know, but about your ability to keep learning.
Exactly. And that's where real confidence comes from. It's not about being arrogant or anything like that. It's about understanding how things work. And this ties into the Strengths Finders concept. Do you know your top 5 strengths?
I do. I'm all about maximizing those strengths.
Me too. And Horvath talks about how instead of trying to fix all our weaknesses, we should focus on those strengths.
Makes sense. Play to your advantages.
Yeah. And then there's this beautiful idea from Leo Tolstoy about serving a purpose greater than yourself, using your gifts to make a real difference.
I mean, isn't that what it's all about? Finding that meaning and purpose in what you do.
Right. It's about aligning your actions with your purpose. It's incredibly motivating. And speaking of motivation, what about failure?
Failure. The dreaded F word. We've all been there.
But Horvath highlights Dennis Waitley's view of setbacks are just opportunities to learn and grow.
I love that. It's all about perspective again, right?
Totally. And, failure can teach us so much more than success sometimes. Okay, ready for chapter 5?
Hit me.
This is about embracing sacrifice in action. Claude Hamilton gives us this powerful combo. First, sacrifice is the creation of something sacred, and then take the hard way now and it will get easier. Take the easy way now and it will get harder later.
Whoa, those are potent. Like, really makes you think about your choices, right?
Exactly. So if sacrifice creates something sacred, what are we willing to sacrifice for our goals? And are we choosing the easy path or the one that will lead to real growth?
Food for thought, for sure.
Then, Horvath brings in Jeff Olson's The Slight Edge. It's this concept that those small, seemingly insignificant choices we make daily actually compound over time and create huge results.
Oh, I like that. Like the butterfly effect, but for personal growth.
Exactly. So don't dismiss those small positive actions. They can lead to massive change.
And what about fear? We all struggle with it.
Oh, he tackles that too. There's the valid kind of fear that keeps us safe, and then the destructive kind that's all in our heads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the key is to figure out which kind we're dealing with, understand its source and its impact, and then take action.
So it's about managing that fear, not letting it control us.
Exactly. So to sum up these chapters from the journey, they're all about challenging ourselves, embracing a growth mindset, and aligning our actions with our purpose.
It's about taking those small steps, even when they feel insignificant, and trusting that they'll lead us to where we want to be.
It's about questioning the good grades, good job mantra and discovering what truly makes us tick.
Hmm.
And, if sacrifice really does create something sacred, what are we willing to sacrifice to create the life we want?
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to start building something sacred.
Me too.